What's up, Smite gamers? Welcome back to another episode of Super Saiyan Smite podcast. The one and only place where we talk about all things Smite in the form of a podcast. This
Oh yeah.
episode sponsored by Dad Gaming Esports, supporting men's mental health
Oh yeah.
and fathers everywhere. Um, Today's guest is going to be Chaotic Hydra or HydraSMT or Lament. Welcome, man. Tell these people a
Yes.
little bit about yourself, bro.
Yeah, guys. Man, let's see where to start. I mean, I'm a Smite player. Regrettably, obviously, I main support. Support's gonna be my main role. I play competitively. I've played in leagues like SOC. I played in the Olympus Smite League. I've played in the Albion Giants League. Won a couple titles in those places as well. You can typically find me queuing rank queues. Unfortunately, um, my rank is averaging somewhere from like 5K SR, so 5K skill rating versus like 5.5ish. So I'm like a demigod deity player. Um, and my favorite character known to mankind is Capri. Love that character. Love the Beetle. I'm so biased.
That was going to be my next question. Do you have a favorite god? But you
Oh
already
yeah, I
answered
do.
that.
Oh yeah, I do.
Is there anything that you missed from Smite One that you want to come to Smite Two?
Mm. Yeah, there's two things. There's two big things I can think of right now. The first thing, I think everyone can agree with me, is the God roster. There's so many like super fun characters that are in Smite 1 that just aren't in Smite 2 yet. Obviously I was a big fan of Terra. I was the number one Terra for a couple seasons. So miss her so much. But there's also just some like iconic characters like Hachiman for ADC, Kukulin for solo laners, Tiamat for mid laners, like Camelot and Lancelot, or even Ratatoskr for junglers. So like there's a lot of characters I feel like are just like they're super iconic and they're just missing from Smite 2.
Yeah.
The second thing I really miss from Smite 1 is leashing the jungle buff. They added that change later into Smite 1's lifecycle where you can end up pulling the jungle camps together and kind of clearing them
Yeah.
together. I really miss that from Smite 1. Like Smite 2, you just go to your buff, you clear the buff, you just go to lane. I miss that leashing mechanic, and we
Yeah.
have it on the roaming harpies and stuff, and like obviously on the Naga and stuff, we can leash things. It's just on the jungle camps, and I
Yeah.
I kind of miss it.
I think they could probably do it better in Smite 2 as well, with like, especially
Yeah.
since they have like the leashing mechanic now that you can see how far they're gonna actually
Yes.
travel to you. Like I think they
Yeah.
could definitely do it better.
For
Um,
sure. I agree.
but yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. And let me know something that you may like better about Smite 2 that wasn't in Smite or that yeah, well, that wasn't in Smite 1.
Ooh, okay. See, I used to be a Smite 1 truther. I used to like be hating on Smite 2. I was like, yeah, Smite 1's just better. I stayed on Smite 1 a little bit longer than I think I should have, for sure. But I made that transition from controller to keyboard and mouse as well, during the Smite 1 to Smite 2 transition.
Hmm.
So I might be biased when I say this, but the characters I think in Smite 2 feel a lot more smooth and polished. For the most part, there's a couple exceptions, like Rama, I think felt really bad, I think, until really recently.
Yes.
But for the most part, most of the characters I think feel super smooth and they just feel like night and day better to play
Yeah.
in Smite 2 compared to Smite 1. Like Chalk, I think is a great example. You can cancel your axe TP, and that's just something you can't do in Smite 1. So you have to like teleport to your axe no matter what you do, or you have to wait for it to,
Right.
kind of
The
dissipate
timeout.
in
Yeah.
Smite 1. Yeah, exactly. But in Smite 2, you throw it, you cancel it, you can two where you're standing or to a wave or like whatever. So like a lot of the characters' flows just feel a lot better.
Yeah. I've been a Rama truther lately.
Heck
I
yeah.
have been slamming that character since he got a buff, and
Heck yeah.
bro, I've been telling people
Yeah.
like this character's fucking OP, bro. I
Yeah. He's
swear
good.
it.
I say I think he's
um,
good now. I think them fixing like he had a really bad bug where he just got less attack speed than everyone else in the game.
yeah,
So like that was really bad for him. But they've given him a couple buffs and stuff like that. His
yeah.
build's really good right now. So I actually think he's really playable for
I
sure.
think his
So
aspect is still unplayable. His attack speed is just so
yeah.
slow, bro.
Yeah, that
Um,
aspect's really bad. I want to see it get reworked, I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest.
Maybe
So
not reworked. I think that yeah, just I guess reworked is the right word. Like just fixing it. Like I think there's some
yeah.
things they can do to it. Make it more like
Yeah.
ability based. Give him some more scaling on his
Yeah.
abilities or something
I
because
would love an
they
ability
just
based
don't hit
Rama.
hard. Like his
Yeah.
ult doesn't hit hard whenever you build
Yeah.
full damage or full
Yeah,
strength.
a couple of buddies of mine, we were talking about it. We were like, what if Rama Aspect like just gave his ultimate and execute? Like just give it to him, please. Like you
If
hit
you
all three
hit
shots
all
and
three
execute
shots and
somebody.
just execute
Yes.
somebody, yeah.
Yeah, just
I mean,
execute some man. Like go for it.
yeah. I was
So
like
I'd be down.
I learned that if you right click on the ability, it changes from the
Mhm.
tooltip to the bro. I learned that yesterday, and I was like,
Yep.
I was like, what is the fucking scaling on his abilities?
Yep.
Because I have no
Yep.
clue. So
Yep.
I actually figured out what his scalings were yesterday, and like
Yep.
I think he just needs some more boost if on his first aspect specifically.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For
let's
sure.
roll into something that I've been doing lately. I started it a while ago, but it's my twist on fuck one, marry one, and kill one, but it's Smite version.
Okay.
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 I'm gonna let you pick the category though. So
Ooh.
yeah, so we got beasts, god pets, trigger warning, potentially bestiality, or undead.
Mhm. Ooh. Hit me with that undead real quick.
Undead,
Surely.
undead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Osiris, Hades, and Persephone.
Oh man. Okay, okay. Iris, Hades, Persephone. Um. Okay, I'm gonna fuck Hades. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, no one knows what's really under all that capington. You know what I mean? Like no one knows. It might be Bussy. We don't know.
It might
Um,
be pussy.
I'm gonna marry Persephone.
Okay.
Um, cause then like I'm fucking her husband, and like come on,
Right.
like I'm with
Yeah, that
it.
just
And
doesn't
then
feel right.
and then I'm gonna kill Osiris. It might take me a while. He has a lot of mitigations, but I feel like I'm just gonna kill Osiris.
Yeah.
Um, like he'll come back. He'll just be a ghost, and we can still keep chilling. It's
Right.
fine. Like so,
All
yeah.
right. All
That's my
right.
answer. That's my
I
answer for
fuck
sure.
with it.
Yeah,
I fuck with it. Do you want to know the
yeah,
selections for the other two?
yeah, yeah. I'm down. I'm down.
I had Jorm, Cthulhu, and Cerberus
Oh
for
nah.
for beasts, and then I had Baba Yaga's house, Calder, and Argus.
Oh wait.
It's
Damn. That's a good one.
all right. We'll
Oh,
save
that's
it
a
for
good
later.
one.
We'll save it for
Yeah, that's a
later.
good one. That's a good one.
Um.
Oh
Uh.
man.
Yeah. So now that we got introductions out of the way, and we know what how Hydra feels about
Oh yeah.
about
How I
Smite
get down.
characters. Yeah, right.
Hmm.
I want to talk about a little bit why I decided to do a podcast since I haven't really told anyone.
Yeah.
And I'll just talk to you about it since you're here,
Yeah. Fair
Um
enough.
why I started to do the podcast was because I feel like I've failed at everything else I've done. Um and like I like talking to people, and everyone knows that I
Fair.
like talking to people. Like I'll sit in DMs talking to people forever.
That's fair.
I do say a lot, but like I it still doesn't. I don't know. I just feel like I connect with people. We talk about things. I love talking about
Mm.
Smite. Um,
Yeah.
I had a couple people tell me like not that necessarily that they didn't like the direction, but they're like, you could do so much with the Smite podcast. Um,
Yeah.
then I started doing like the teaching episodes, right? Talking
Hmm.
about uh, learning Smite, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best way to learn Smite, but
Hmm.
it's what people like to watch. Like people don't want to
Yeah.
watch Smite about something that doesn't like they don't connect to. So
Yeah.
I started making these episodes and like whatever to like have something to talk about. And like if it's what Smite needs in a sense, I guess more so. And then I had some people throw ideas of like talking about like how I built up a Smite community, ran tournaments and everything. But I feel like that's a very niche people that would want to watch something like that. So I started doing like teaching on the lines of like teaching episodes. Um, yeah. So that's just kind of like why I decided not to go down that road. I mean, I don't know. I enjoy the podcast, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that like you got to do what you enjoy. I think a lot of content creators, I feel like anyone that makes content can basically agree. If you don't enjoy what you're making, it's going to be so painful to get through, and it also won't be nearly as fun to watch. I make a ton of
Yeah.
content as well, so I've been on podcasts in the past for sure, and like if you lose passion for it, the audience can definitely tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
No.
definitely a thing there.
100%. And like
Mm.
while we're sitting here talking about this, Hydra SMT,
Yep.
Hydra Smite
Yep.
on Twitch. He also has YouTube. Make sure
I
you
do. I
guys
do.
is it Hydra Smite as well?
It is, yeah,
Okay.
same thing,
Yeah.
crossfit
I mean,
jumpsuit,
I
yeah.
kind of missed the chaotic Hydra.
I
But
know.
someone stole that shit as soon as you changed it, didn't they?
Yep. Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, so I used to play on Xbox, and on Xbox you can have like a space bar in your name. So I was Chaotic Space Hydra
Oh.
for the longest time, and then I switched to PC, and I was just Hydra for the long time. My jersey that's behind me right here still has my Xbox gamer tag on it, back from when I did like console league and stuff.
Hmm.
So it like that jersey still has Chaotic Hydra on it, which is
Yeah.
super dope, and I'm gonna keep it. I rebranded to Lament for a little bit there, but I just people still called me Hydra. People miss calling me Hydra. I've been Hydra for years, so I just kind of
Yeah.
went back to just Hydra. Um,
Lament was
so,
funny.
but yeah, Lament was funny. It literally started as an inside joke.
It
It
was
was literally like,
100%. It was
oh,
100% a meme, bro.
yeah, it actually was. It was like a whole meme rebrand, and like people like really rocked it. There's still people that come to my Twitch chat today, and they're like, "Yo, Lament," and I'm like, "Whoa, nah,
Whoa, you
man."
can't say that here.
I'm like, oh no, man. And someone's like, Lament, like, why are you calling him Lament?
Yeah.
They're like, he was known as Lament for a little bit. And I'm like, yeah. For like a cool, smooth, like 3 months I think. Something like that. So
Yeah.
but yeah, no.
That's
It was fun though. It's fun.
yeah. And I assume that your jersey back there is from whenever you did collegiate.
Yeah. So I did collegiate. I came out of I did console league way before I was in college. So this is like early days with Smites, like season
Oh,
two,
okay.
season three. And I had a jersey for that too. No idea where it is. It was like I lost it before I came to college. Um, but this is from when I did collegiate. So I went well, I still go to Marshall University.
Hmm.
And we had an esports program and we competed on a collegiate team. Ended up getting the national championship for that. I may have been the GOAT. But it's
May have
actually how
been
I
the
started playing
go.
sport. Yeah, like
Yeah.
nobody on the collegiate team wanted to start playing support, and so like I was actually a jungle mid main. So I used to flip flop between those two roles. And I basically just made the decision. I said, well, I want everyone on the team to be happy and comfortable, and I know I'm the best player on the team. And then that's not even ego. I just played the game the most. Like I literally just had no life.
Yeah.
So since I had no life, I was just the best of the game. So I was like, since I'm the best of the game, I'll fill whatever role we need. And it just ended up being support, and I fell in love with the role, and
Yeah.
I've literally just played it ever since. So.
Yeah. You became that Kepri main that
Yeah,
we need in this game.
yeah.
Um. Well, I mean, I bet that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
I would dream to like do something like that, but
yeah.
I'm bad at Smite, and B, I don't go to college, so
I feel you. I feel you. No, it was fun.
um,
It was definitely like a different environment than like typical competitive for
yeah,
sure. But I met a lot of cool people through it. So
yeah. And I've talked about this a lot. Like, so you have like pro gamers, right? They just,
yeah,
most of them just come up out of their basement. They just play
yeah.
games. And compared to like, I don't know if I brought this up on a podcast, but
Hmm.
you know how whenever you get into sports, you work
Yeah,
really hard. You're always this face that you have to put on to be around.
yeah.
Well, like gamers don't get that.
Hmm.
Like
It's
they
true.
they don't have this training of like you have a face. But that's why you see so many people getting pissed off and like yelling over the mics and shit because
Yeah,
like I mean that's what rank's full of is just like people that were
oh
never
yeah,
trained how to deal with people. So
yeah,
they
for
just
sure.
they're online. They don't get any you know uh what's the word, like you don't have any bad sides of just being pissed off other than you're pissed off.
Yeah,
But
that's so
I
real.
find it very interesting that like that it is like that, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think at least me coming out of a collegiate scene, we had to be
Yeah.
like we got taught out of like we got taught the same things as the other athletes did, you know what I mean? Like sportsmanship was a big thing. So like if we lost, we couldn't just be like, "Oh, like you're horseshit, GG." Like we couldn't say
Yeah.
that. It was just like just
Yeah.
GG, firm handshakes, go next. And then we could have mauled about it on our own, like but we're not going to be like screaming,
Right.
standing up, throwing mice and controllers, across the room and stuff like that.
Right.
We can't do that. We literally had a university logo on us at all times. Let me just doop there we go. Had a university logo on us at all times. So like if we do anything crazy, it's bad for the brand.
Right.
And even to this day, like there's so many esports teams that'll just like like they might have a player that has like a big emotional blow up or a big like mental blow up. And it's just really bad and damaging for their brand, and they get scrubbed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like, and not every gamer has that kind of background. Like I had a
Right.
background and stuff like that, so like I kind of know how to conduct myself on the internet, but
Yeah.
not every gamer got that. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we'll get into like a lot has changed in Smite, and
Yeah.
a lot is continuing to change, which we have a patch dropping tomorrow. Jorm,
Oh yeah.
a bunch of
So happy.
a few map changes,
Yeah. A
which
couple.
is I don't have I don't have a picture of them on the presentation I have.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna talk about, so the purple buff and blue buff are gonna be spawning earlier, by 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Mhm.
Which meaning you should just be able to clear and get to lane beforehand. I had it mixed up at first. I listened to them say it and I was like, okay, so does that mean like we need to be starting in wave? But no, they're literally like the the buff is spawning earlier, so you'll be able to make it to
Yeah.
wave before you lose a minion. You should
Yeah.
be able
Which is
to at
fire.
least. Not
Yeah.
losing like 1 or 2 minions going into wave feels so bad on that second wave.
Mm-hmm.
It feels
It
so
definitely
bad.
does.
So it's nice to be able to get that minion. And blue buff
Mhm.
is getting nerfed, so it's going to be less valuable, but it's also going to be um, uh, less tanky.
Yep.
So that way jungler isn't wasting their time over in blue buff, and then like I'm losing out in XP in mid because I can't split 2 camps with them. Like
Yep.
I'm so tired of that start. I'm just like, start on speed. Like let the blue buff and
Yes.
be the blue buff. I'm just like, bro,
Yep.
just let them clear their blue buff.
Yeah. No.
Um,
100%.
and like
100%.
I think people that go to lane and then can't ever make it to their blue buff are the people that are like screwing up. Like I think you should just start like regardless right now with the start. Unless you simply cannot clear your blue buff,
Yeah.
which is just a bad pick on your part if you don't have clear. Like you just need to be picking pressure characters,
Yep.
in my opinion, in this meta. So pick something that can clear your blue buff, and then clear your blue buff and go to lane. If you're starting in lane and then they finish clearing their blue buff, they come and then they can clear that wave and meet you at blue buff before you can finish clearing it. It's just so bad. So you just need to be
Yeah.
starting your blue buff. It's
Yeah,
so
the solo lane
annoying.
start was really, really bad. I do think
Yeah.
after this next patch, I think because this blue buff's just way easier to kill now, you are just always starting your blue buff. If your jungler starts with you though, they're screwing up. Bro, just tell them to leave. Tell them to
Yeah.
go away. Just tell them to go
Yeah.
speed or something. It's fine.
100%.
Um, but like, I mean, a lot of solo laners, especially like at like a higher level of play, they would just be like, leave my blue like untouched for the next like 2-3 minutes.
Right.
Because like they're like, they said, oh, I can start wave, and then if I get the first creep on the next wave, I hit two first, even if they
Right.
get their blue. So it's just like, oh, like, why would
Yeah.
I, if I can't build Sunder to secure my blue buff or
Right.
clear it even faster, I'm just not gonna take it. So
Yeah.
a lot of solo laners just didn't like that start, and I completely understand why, because it was not fun to lane into
Yeah.
at all. So I'm glad they're making that change. I think it's a good change.
It's a really good change for sure.
Yeah, so I'm super hyped for that.
Yeah. And then before we get into the presentation, I want to talk about the healing pass has been in the game for a little while. How are you feeling
Yeah.
about it?
I think healers are dog meat now, and that's okay. I think it's a mix between the healing characters got nerfed and then healing overall also got nerfed.
Right.
Picks like Guan Yu aren't really super great anymore.
Hmm.
Just is what it is, man. But I do think the new items they did that added utility to the healers. I think most of those items are a big W. I love Heartwood Charm. Ryugo Striders is basically the problem
OP.
child of the patch. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're definitely a little bit too
Yeah.
strong right now, but they're gonna get nerfed soon, and I still think they'll be OP, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but like I like the idea behind the healing pass. I don't
Yeah.
think healing should be as viable as it was. But I do think they need to show a little bit more love to some of the healers, whether it's just adding a couple new healing items or adjusting some of their stats a little bit to just kind of compensate for them lacking and everything. But yeah,
Right. No, and you don't see it because you've been playing a deity the entire time.
yeah,
But
for
people
sure.
in gold are bitching about it, like hardcore. Like I've been playing in my plat rank games, and like people are
Oh yeah,
so mad about the healing pass. I can't build anti-heal. I can't build it. But I'm like, healing is not strong. Like
yeah,
it
no, not at
simply
all.
isn't strong. You're not healing worth a shit unless you're playing Anubis full like lifesteal, and like
Yeah, and even then, it's not great.
your team just isn't playing around it properly, so you're
Yeah,
not killing the Anubis. But that's always
yep.
been a healing thing. Like healing is
Hmm.
strong whenever you don't know how to counter it. Period.
Yeah, yeah. I I see the reasoning behind removing anti-heal because they're like, oh, if they build heal, if they pick healers, it basically forces you to auto buy some items, and that's whatever. But I feel like they created a new issue. Their argument was like saying, oh, like newer players are going to be frustrated because they have to build anti-heal. But I've been seeing a lot of new players say, "Oh man, like Aphrodite Anubis is so OP, man. Like, and I don't have anti-heal to counter it
Yeah.
anymore. So it's just like, what do I even do?"
Yeah.
And like, and Joust is gonna be like, "Oh, bro, like they just have triple healers, man. I can't buy
Yeah.
anti-heal, man. This game's dog meat." Like,
Right.
I don't know. So like, I think it's a lose-lose situation either way. I think that you got to kind of go with the way that's gonna be
Right.
better for balance in the long term.
Right.
I don't.
And
Me personally, I don't think removing anti is probably better for balance in the long term. I'm actually pretty against it just not existing on items and stuff like that. But at
yeah.
least this patch has been fine, so it's okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad. And my thoughts is like they can see all the numbers. They can see what's strong in
Hmm.
gold, they can see what's strong in silver, bronze, and they can see what's strong in the top end, right?
Yeah,
So like I don't think they would really make that bad of a decision if like they
yeah.
didn't have proof of it working. They would have reverted it like immediately if they seen like
Oh
the
yeah,
numbers
for sure,
skyrocket. Like
for sure.
um I just think, in my opinion, that now healing is absolutely like it's balanceable right now.
Hmm.
Healing beforehand wasn't really balanceable unless you just made anti-heal stronger. And then once
Yeah,
you make anti-heal stronger, then you can't build it in the higher elo matches. Like you just
yeah,
can't because the like you pick a healing character, your character is not a pick. Like you can't play the
yeah.
game. So, I mean, I understand where
Mhm.
they're coming from, and I personally really agree with anti-heal being removed. Well, I think they could have done it many different ways, but I think
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
okay with how the game has kind of
Yeah,
progressed
I
in
think the
this
game's significantly
direction.
more fun since the patch, and I think that's
Yeah,
a really, really big point. I think the game before just wasn't. It didn't feel fun to play because think of the kind of meta that we were in at that point. But like again, like that patch came through, the healing pass came through, gave us a ton of new items, kind of added
hmm
some utility to some characters, and I think we've been seeing a lot of like different shakeups. Except Ares, can
yeah.
we please nerf Ares into the ground? Oh my god, I'm so tired of playing that character.
Bro, and
Oh my
people aren't banning him in
god,
flat ranked, bro. I'm
dude,
either
because they
having
can't
to
hit
top pick
chains.
him every game. I'm having to top pick him every game, or like he's running my team down. Like
Dude,
that's it.
Ares is so broken, man. Like,
And it's
oh
just
man,
his
and like I
two.
got,
It's
yeah,
his
makes
two
him
is so
so,
strong. He can one shot carries, bro.
yeah, like
You
he's
hit your
amazing.
chain, you hit two autos. You hit your chain, you hit two autos, and they're fucking
Yeah,
dead, bro.
yeah,
Like,
you just go chain, auto, chain, breathe fire on them. Oh, the fire has anti-heal now on it, by the way, so their pots healed for
right.
less, I guess.
It's crazy.
Like,
It's crazy.
like, man, why did we give Ares anti-heal? Like now he
Yeah.
just has everything. Oh
Also,
my god.
like I don't think people realize how much like damage scaling you're giving people on their autos to burst down objectives with your two.
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
Like,
that character's broken.
I mean, I've been literally like watching the numbers like bursting down gold like early. I pop my two, and we're
Yeah.
doing like 25 to 30% more damage to this objective. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could be like some people say like, oh, like I can't play Ares because I can't hit his chains, right? Guys, public service announcement: you can be horrible at Smite. I'm talking clay rank, right? And you can miss every chain in the game, right? If you max your two without aspect and just use your fire on the
Yeah,
wave and just walk at people, you'll still be useful. You'll still be better than
yeah,
half the supports in the game. It's so
yeah,
silly. That
100%.
character is so
I
good,
mean,
man. It's so good.
I get not feeling super. Most people want to max their chains, which I mean, I think you
Oh
should
yeah,
be maxing your change.
yeah, for sure.
You need to be able to hit your chains,
Yeah,
but if you max your two for sure, like you're definitely making a
yeah.
huge impact. Like it's one of those things where like that you don't notice, like
Mhm.
Gauntlet of Thebes in Smite One. Like it's something
Yeah.
that's super strong. You're
Hmm.
sharing things, but since it's damage and you don't really see
Yeah.
the difference, then like people don't people don't view it
You
as
guys don't
strong.
respect it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not respected. That's a good way to put it. But on that note, let's I'm gonna swap over to
Mhm.
here. And then let me swap over this. I gotta swap the
Fair enough.
yeah, I gotta swap this over, and you should be able to see that now.
Yep. I can see
Okay.
that. Let's go.
This is not what we're supposed to be looking at. Um,
Too bad. I
let's
still
just
see
talk
it.
about the changes
All right, there
upcoming.
we go.
And this is a little blurry, but it should be okay.
That's okay. I can still read it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
all good.
I think this is gonna be an underrated change. I think Ancient
Mhm.
Signet was already okay, but I
Yeah.
think this change is gonna be really strong for the book builders.
Yep.
It's gonna be like, you know how like cooldown has been super OP.
Yeah, very much.
Like you
Very much
have to
so.
build cooldown, right? But I,
Mhm.
I think this, I think building Signet and Book of Thoth is going to be insane right now. I don't think
Mhm.
Divine Ruin's going to be very strong, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Still, I don't think it's gonna like it just doesn't have anything else. You don't get
Yeah.
mana, so you can't build it with Book. Cooldown, you're getting like burst damage on gods whenever you hit them, but now it's not clearing the wave. It only works on gods now, so you're only doing
Yeah.
god damage. Which I could see it, if your procs up, you could be doing damage, but
Mhm.
I think it's less valuable now, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It just does more damage. Because I thought they increased the scaling.
Yeah, increase the scaling of it.
Yeah. And the cooldown. So it could be a viable pick, but I don't think anyone's picking this up still.
Yeah. I don't see a reason to pick it up.
Um, Gem of Focus, increased the cooldown rate.
I mean,
Wait,
it's a
wait,
nice
wait.
change.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gem of Focus has always been a cooldown item, and I think this
Yep.
is going to be good. I think this is going to be good for the cooldown
Yep.
build specifically. I still don't. You might pick it up on a book build, maybe for cooldown.
Yeah, maybe you could. So,
No,
but it
no,
gives you, I mean,
I
it gives
was
you that
think,
movement speed, which
I
can be good. So,
yeah, I was actually thinking Soul Gem. My bad. They changed Soul Gem
hmm
completely. But
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
Gem of Focus. This is the one that makes you move fast, right?
Yep. Yep.
Or yeah, yeah, yeah. It has the raw passive. Okay, yeah, this is going to be pretty decent. I still don't think this does enough damage. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I think it does like 50, but you get movement speed, so maybe. I don't know. Tekakage's I'm not a physical, or I'm not like a what's it called? Strength builder all that much.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let you take the wheels on Tekakage. It's just an
Yeah.
increased buff, so
Yeah. I mean, it's going from 50 to 60. That's a pretty good amount for an item, especially for like for its price. I mean, movement speed is going to be a valuable stat either way, right? So like, I think it's fine. Is it just better than any of the first like a couple items that someone could be building in the jungle? Like, because
hmm
you're only building this in the jungle. Um, maybe, maybe not. I mean, we still have Oathsworn Spear. We still have that Hydra's Lament. W item name there. And Tekko Kabi's going to be competing with those kind of items. So, like Pendulum Blade, even it's going to be competing with that for like those kind of item slots. So I think it'll be okay, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like I sat in with your stream earlier, and I heard you talking about Rigorous Strider still being somewhat pretty much.
Yeah,
I think it'll help, but I think this is still going to be OP, like you said.
yeah, it's still gonna be broken. The problem with this item is that movement speed's just OP, right? So
Right.
like if you're like if the person in front of me, has Rigor Striders and I don't, I don't care if they're taking out, taking away 5% of the movement speed that it's gonna be giving at the top end. They're still faster than me. They're still
Yeah.
gonna catch me.
Yeah,
So
and you can
like
build this on anyone that heals, like anyone,
yeah,
and it's
exactly.
strong.
Like it's super easy to proc it. Its sustain passive is also super, super good. So it's giving you a ton of sustain in the item as well. And it also gives you 15 cooldown. Like it has great stats, it has two really, really good passives. If it had one good passive, it might be like, oh yeah, like whatever. Like if it didn't have its sustain passive on it right now, then it'd be like a very niche item, like an
Yeah,
okay item. But like it sustains you, makes you faster, it makes you harder to kill, it gives your abilities quicker because of its stats. It's just broken.
yeah,
It needs more nerfs than this, but this is a good movement like in the right direction for sure.
yeah. So basically, it starts off faster. Is that what it's saying? Basically,
Yes,
you
yeah.
start off moving faster, and then
Yep.
it slows down to 0 over time.
hmm
Okay.
Yep. So currently, right now, it starts at like right when you heal, you get
Yeah,
a
it's
burst of
30.
30%
It's
movement speed, and it
crazy.
decays to 10. Um, but then like now it would go from 25 to 0. So like you actually will go back to that neutral movement state. So it
Yeah,
might feel a little bit better to play around, but it's still going to be really strong.
yeah. It might not feel as impactful, so people might stop picking it up a little bit,
Yeah.
just because like you're getting less value from it, right? And then
Yeah.
like you move back down to 0, so it probably won't feel as strong, but
Yeah,
it
for
will
sure.
still be strong, like 100%.
Mhm.
Runeforge buff. I think
Yep.
this item could be viable now.
There's a couple people whispering about this item. Um, the only issue with Runeforge is that it scales off protections and it doesn't give you any protections, the health item. So it feels really weird from that perspective. If it gave protections, it'd be a great item. But sadly, I think we're in a point where they've been stealth buffing this item enough to where it's just gonna be good. If you have like two ways to proc it, so like Hercules, for example, can proc it on his two and his one. Um, you're gonna be pretty happy with this. I don't think it's gonna be like insanely OP or anything like that. I do
Hmm.
think it's probably just buildable now.
Yeah, yeah. And then Soldier got a complete rework basically.
Yeah,
Um, and do you want to break that down a little bit? Because honestly, I'm not good at reading.
that's so real. Um, I mean, now it's just going to be able to proc on abilities that hit allies for stacking. So like Giannis, as a great example, I think will be a good user of this. He could, hit himself with this three, and kind of stim himself, and it would give you a stack of soul gem. It wasn't actually able to do that on the last patch. So now it can proc on abilities that end up impacting your allies or yourself. So if Giannis goes through a portal, or if he threes himself, or if let's see, like I guess if Yamoja heals herself or her allies, she could proc Soul Gem now with her aspect, right?
Yeah,
So it'll be more applicable, but they did cut down the healing on it significantly, so like it will be less of a great sustain item. I think this patch is actually very very sleeper OP for sustain,
hmm,
but it's going to be getting 20 intelligence to compensate for that. The item will be okay. It'll definitely be buildable on very certain characters, just like I think Ancient Signet is very buildable on very certain characters.
right.
But I like the direction they're going with it for sure.
I Okay, going back to this Ancient Signet book
Yeah,
deal, KK is going to be insanely OP. He's
that
already
character's already
strong.
broken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that character's
already
already
strong.
broken.
He's going to be
Yeah.
insanely OP, and they have not nerfed him.
Yeah. So like they buffed Book of Thoughts, which is his best item, obviously.
Yeah.
So you go Book of Thought, he has his passive as well. They're buffing items that are already good on him. Ancient Signet is already really decent on him as well. You can proc it with
Yes.
the spit. Polynomicon didn't get nerfed either, and you still can start building that first for mana sustain. You can go like Book of Thoth, Poly, and then like I don't know, like Gem of ISO if you really wanted to on Cuckoo, and
Yeah.
you just out trade everybody right now.
I mean, you can
Um,
still like. I think you'll still need. I think it's nice to still get like a Chrono Spinner or something. You're not getting the mana, but
yeah.
like I really like having the cooldown. So I've been building like
Oh yeah.
like book and then cooldown and then going into mana items after that like poly.
Mhm.
I might go poly first before cooldown, but
Yeah.
um
Yeah, it just
yeah.
depends, but like the character is really good right now, and I think next patch his build gets very very viable.
Hmm.
He hasn't been nerfed. He's one of the only mages that actually keeps up in terms of mage damage with Merlin and Neath. He
Right.
still can kind of compete with them. So well,
Yeah.
with this buff, and like maybe I think a slight change in build might be really really good for him. So I'm excited to see how he performs next patch. I don't think he'll be like giga OP, but I mean I could be wrong. He actually might just be shattered. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. We will definitely see. I just know, like, I've gotten close to like 2 pentakills on that character because he's just insane right now, late game.
Oh yeah,
Like, like you just you getting damage from your two dash is insane.
yeah, for sure.
Like compared to Smite, if we're comparing this to Smite 1, like he is insanely strong, and that dash is crazy. And then they
Yeah,
buffed it
100%.
afterwards because they made it. You still get the movement speed after you dash now,
Hmm.
which is
Yep,
still
you
a
do.
thing. That's insane. Like
Yep.
it's crazy. So,
Yeah, I mean he's so good. Like they gave him so many like good quality of life changes going from Smite 1 to Smite 2. And like now he's gonna have a really good build, I think, for the next patch as well. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see how he performs.
yeah. And speaking of, well, not speaking of, plus ones, we're gonna talk about plus ones for Jorm here soon. But let's
Yeah.
finish this out first.
Yep.
Daybreak Gavel, got a little
Yeah.
bit of a shift.
Yep. It'll be more consistent now instead of like trying to stem like that next ability use.
Hmm.
It'll just consume all the stacks and you'll just get stats for a duration, which is really, really good. Um, I still don't know if this item is decent or not. I
Yeah,
feel like it's super, super niche.
I don't even think I've
But
looked at this item before.
it's yeah, it got added, it was super new and like no one built it. It just
Yeah,
wasn't like buildable. So
yeah. Then Staff of Mirrodin getting a cooldown is just a nice quality of life thing. I think this item is already buildable. I think it's already
Yeah.
okay. I don't think it's like your best mage, but like cheating cooldowns and getting like 2 damage abilities off is pretty crazy, and this will
Yeah, for sure.
definitely bring it into the meta a lot more.
Yep.
I main like support and mid, so like I know a lot of the magic item, or I know a lot of the int items, but I am not a
Yeah.
huge strength builder.
I feel
Um,
you.
this totem of death buff is huge.
Yeah,
It's
I
huge.
mean,
It's
it's going to be a decent pen option for sure. I think it was just lacking in its raw stats before.
yeah.
A 15 intelligence increase is nothing to sneeze at. I
Hmm.
don't think it'll be better than Abishard for most characters, but there are some characters like Kukulkan who actually like this item a little bit more than Abishard.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
also
just it
has
just kind of
gifting
depends on how you want to play.
cooldown. Like
Yep.
yeah, it it's good for those Book of Thoth builders. Period. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can use it for cooldown builds, but you just don't do enough
Hmm.
damage, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Cooldown is cooldown. Typhon's Heart. I think this is a decent. This is a good change.
Yeah, for sure.
I think being able to like toggle this like Scotty would be more OP.
Hmm.
But they've talked about like not being able to do that yet because AI is a pain in the ass.
Hmm. Yeah,
So.
I think this item is super fun. I love the direction they're going with it.
Mhm.
Um, I've gotten a great chance to see this item actually get built in some like custom games and stuff like that, and it doesn't feel horrible. Um, and
The thing is hard
sometimes,
to kill. Like,
yeah, like sometimes that minion can actually like clutch up. I've seen it get a double kill before on a
oh
red
shit.
buff, so like that was really dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit.
Um, but like this is always gonna be, I think, an item that people build for fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay for us to have items like that for
Yeah.
sure. And it will now be more viable if people are trying to have fun. So I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. Especially with the arena mains, seeing their
Oh yeah,
minion just go in like, can the what if the minion could run into the
into the portal.
into
Oh
the
my
portal, bro?
gosh.
That'd be
Wait,
crazy.
honestly, that's a W suggestion. I gotta
Right?
suggest that. Wait a minute. That'd be so funny.
I think Umbral Link was already busted, in my opinion. I think
Yeah,
Umbral Link is way underrated, and
yeah.
this price reduction is insane.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Umberlink, again, like I was building it before. I have some YouTube content kind of highlighting this item as well already.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of stats on like a one-stop shop kind of thing. It gives you
Yeah.
kind of, both kinds of protections. It splits a stat that people don't really care about, which is lifesteal amongst
Right.
everybody, and gives you protections in return.
And and
Um,
and like I'm just gonna point this out that you don't have to do anything other than hit someone. And anyone
yeah,
that's around you in the radius, share those protections, share those lifesteal. And as soon as they do,
yeah,
it gives you protections. A shit ton of
yeah,
them.
yeah. It's
If you
actually
have
really, really
five
good.
people right next to you and you stack this 5 times, it is insane how much protections you can get. It's
Yeah.
stronger. It's stronger than fucking Spirit Robe, and Spirit Robe is insane.
Mhm. Yeah, it does also stack off minions, which I'm pretty sure is not intended right now.
Oh,
But if
does
you're near a
it?
minion wave, yeah, if you're near a minion wave and your team, you can get a very, very hilarious amount of
Oh,
protections very quickly. Um, so I'm not sure if it's I'm pretty sure that's not intended. But if you're ever like in a minion wave and you build this item, look under your minion's feet and you're gonna see a nice little purple skull next to them. It means you're
that
benefiting
is
from them too.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually very silly.
Yeah,
Um, but this item I think will actually be picked up a lot more often just because it'll be more appealing to purchase. That
yeah.
2,500 price point is going to be a lot more appealing. So
I
excited to see what people do with it.
I have been slamming this item like third or fourth item every game. Like
Mhm.
I don't see any reason not to. A, you're getting a tiny bit of sustain, but you don't care about the sustain because you're getting so much more protections from it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
really
know.
nice, really techy.
And then Triton Conch is our last item of the day,
Yep.
and they're just increasing the strength and decreasing the cost and the base strength aura, um,
Yeah.
which is it's just gonna make it a little bit better.
Yep. Trident's
I'm
Clinch is like stat soup, the item, and like that's okay. It's an aura item, and they don't like aura items in Smite 2, and you know what? I kind of get it.
yeah,
But I think those will make the item a lot more approachable. Again, like 100 gold, off of it will make it seem a little bit more worth purchasing.
yeah,
And there are some characters that actually do like to build this, with that dual scaling. Chalk is going to probably be the biggest winner of this, but we'll see.
yeah. And I understand sharing stats because They're just like things that people they just go unnoticed by most people.
Yeah.
But whenever you see it at the highest level, like it makes a huge difference. We're gonna
Yeah, for
swap
sure.
back. We're gonna swap back to Smite talk over here, and let me get
Heck yeah.
you back over here so you can see my face.
Woohoo.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
It's a great thing.
but you can see it. Yeah, so welcome back. And then we talked about items. We talked about the starts in solo and duo. The thing we haven't talked about is
Yeah.
Jormungandr.
Yeah.
So my thing is like they're always talking about +1s, right?
Yep.
Jorm has plus like 20s, bro. He has +1 on every single ability.
Yep. Gotta
Like
love
literally every single ability. And
Yep.
he has he has dual scaling. So you
Yep.
can build him 2 different ways. He's kind of like the magic like fudge. Guan Yu. Guan Yu.
There
Like
we go.
they really buffed Guan Yu, but I think they did Guan Yu wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I think his general like aspect, in my opinion, should benefit more from building like int instead of just doing more damage. I think like they could have like added some like transition, like if you build int, you get more protections or something like that. Because like if you're building full int, you're healing more, but like you're also dying like immediately. Like I don't see any reason to go into that build. So I don't really like the direction of where they went with the general aspect. But that's just me. A lot of
Yeah.
people do like it. It definitely does fit the support role a little bit more, but I just don't think they did enough with it.
I think that aspect is so hard to balance, and like I think
Yeah.
right now it's horrible. And then if they make it good, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So it's just like let's revisit it at a later date for sure, Hi-Res. I think it was an interesting idea,
Yeah.
but I don't think that they can do it in a healthy way. I think for the game, I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be healthy.
Especially with removing anti-heal. Like
Yeah.
I think like I think the thing that made him broken was how much you could reduce your cooldowns.
Yeah, he used to like on his release, he had a lot more utility. He could reduce your active item cooldowns, your relic
That
cooldowns,
shit
and
was
stuff like
crazy.
that.
That shit
That
was
was insane.
crazy.
Yeah, it did get removed, but I think like at least in its current state, if it did that, it would have a lot more
Yeah.
value, and they wouldn't have to touch the healing numbers at all, just making him like have a lot more utility that way.
Right.
So I think maybe they could revisit maybe adding some of that functionality back to that aspect, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, watching all the content of watching people spam new ult over and over and killing people late game with Guan Yu is so
Yeah,
fucking funny to watch.
yeah, it's
But
silly.
like, but like, it wasn't healthy for the game for
You're
sure.
like, bro, they can't leave their base, man.
They
Get a
were.
Morgan and she turns to Nuwa too. Yeah,
Uh,
like oh my god.
yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Great World Snake coming back to the battleground?
I love this character. I actually think he's actually a really good addition for Smite 2.
Mm-hmm.
For one big reason is that he can play multiple roles. He's good in solo lane, obviously. They're giving
Right.
him more supportive aspect, but he was already going to get played in support anyway. He's been a mid laner in the past. I've jungled with the Orm in the past, and it's going to be a lot more viable, I think, in this one.
Yeah.
So he's already going to be able to flex towards 4 roles and like see success.
Potentially ADC now.
Oh yeah, with the Sunbeam bow
Yeah,
build.
like he's a 5 roller.
Yeah, so like I think they do need to focus on characters like that for sure.
Yeah. I think it's a little unfortunate, and I you know Cutlip, right?
Yeah.
Cutlip had talked to me about Jormungandr and talked about how he wanted tier into the game, but they added tier's direct counter to the game before
yeah.
they added tier, so they didn't get he
yeah.
didn't get to enjoy playing tier. Now he's just like,
yeah.
just don't add tier. There's just no reason to add tier.
Yep, that's true. That's true. So I'm a big tier hater. I'm not gonna lie, because like when that character's good, the game is not fun.
Well, that's why you play Terra, right? Terra and
exactly.
Jorm.
That's why I play Terra. Yep. 100%.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think his +1s are kind of crazy. I think consuming his like poison and whatnot is kind of crazy. I think one of his biggest and underrated like changes was the change to this ult. He can ult basically in place almost, which is crazy. Like
that'd be really good.
I think you know, the space where you could just avoid getting hit. Sometimes they could knock you up into the other one as you came up, but like I think closing that gap makes it so much easier to hit your ult.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that's a little bit of underrated change. Yeah, I think they buffed the shit out of this character.
Yeah.
Maybe overdone it, but you know they want to release strong characters. It's just what Smite does. I think it is
Yep, for
healthier
sure.
for the game. People enjoy it more.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Um,
think it's good for his perception because like if he's perceived as weak when they release him, then there's gonna be players that just like literally just never pick him up. So
right.
I'd rather him come out strong and like, kind of get nerfed into a point of balance, than just come out the gate super weak. Because we saw that with Baba Yaga in Spy One, where she released and she was like pretty weak, and then
Yeah.
even when she was good, people were like, "Oh, like this character's like horse meat, bro," and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
like she's good, like she's really good actually, like you should
Yeah.
play her."
She
So,
has the problem of the same problem that I have with Aspect Merlin is I personally can't play that character. Like
mm.
I can't play Merlin in general because there's too many fucking abilities. But
That's so real.
not like knowing what's coming next doesn't actually help me whenever it comes to like trying to hit things. I need more consistency whenever I play
Mhm.
specifically. But
Yeah,
I always liked Baba Yaga's ult. I think that shit was always OP.
yeah, you know, it's always
Um
been really good.
yeah. But her, I think it was what's her one? Her one is her line, like weird.
Yes.
Yeah, the changing one. I was never good at hitting it because it was always different. So, but some people like they'll hit the L like going around a corner and smack the shit out of me. I'm like,
Yep.
bro, chill.
Yep. I was always a big fan of the Y, and I'd hit two different people with it.
Yeah,
I was always a big fan of that one.
but
The silencing Y was great.
I think by the time that she really released and I actually played her, I was already on keyboard and mouse, so I was on Instacast
Mhm.
like fully.
Oh yeah.
So, playing characters like that that are on Instacast is a little bit difficult to learn, I
Yeah.
guess. But before that, I was on controller and I had like QuickCast,
Mm.
and QuickCast was OP on controller, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
so it was a transition. How was your journey through learning keyboard and mouse compared to controller?
Um, that's a great question.
I can share
Um,
a little bit on how I thought it was.
yeah, go
It
for it.
was hell. Like
Yeah.
it was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Okay, be like me. Okay, so I didn't
Mhm.
start gaming until I was 30. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I didn't start gaming until I was 19. Sorry, not 30.
Yeah.
I definitely been gaming. Competitively at least. You know,
Yeah.
I played my PlayStation and whatnot with my brothers playing split screen,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was split screen, and I was just looking at the screen the whole time because
Yeah.
that's what us better people do. I'm just better. I
Yeah.
wasn't looking at your
You're
screen,
just
bro.
better, bro. Yes,
um
sir.
bro, we used to get so mad. But so coming from the point, I think it does make a big difference whenever you start gaming. If you start gaming whenever you're younger, you are infinitely better as you get older. It's just I personally believe that it's just factual.
Yeah. I
Um
mean, I started gaming when I was like a kid. Like I had a
yeah.
PlayStation 2, and like my favorite game on the PlayStation 2 is Ratchet and Clank Deadlock. That thing was a banger, guys. I went like I speed ran that game like 7 times in a day. It was fantastic. I love the game. But then I got into Halo was my first like shooter. I got an Xbox just to play Halo. Um, and I played Halo competitively for a little bit, which was super fun. Missed my time for, doing that, so that was really really cool. And I did that when I was coming up through high school. You know what I mean? So at least like to me, I got into Smite because A, it was free on the Xbox Live like store, and my friend group just wanted to play it, so that was really cool. But we did that. I played Destiny for a little bit, did like some raid races and stuff like that. So like my entire time, like my entire upbringing was kind of filled with gaming. Um, but it was also filled with console gaming. So I was very,
Right.
very adverse to even like swapping, right? Like at least in my mind, I said, well, I'm competing in Smite on a controller. Why should I switch? I'm already better than 99% of the players that are playing the game. So
Yeah.
like realistically, like there's one person that's probably better than me, and maybe it's just because they're on keyboard and mouse, and that's whatever. But I'm better than most people, so like why would I switch? So then what ended up pushing me to switch was Smite 1 and Smite 2. When I uninstalled Smite 1, I basically made myself a promise. I was like, I'm not gonna touch a controller for Smite 2. I said, I'm literally just not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
And so for like the first like 2 or 3 weeks, I was cheeks, guys. I was horrible. Like I couldn't hit anything, like I
Yeah.
couldn't do anything. I was looking at the keyboard trying to get my bindings and stuff down. Now I have custom bindings, obviously, and that I'm a lot more comfortable now. But the
Right.
biggest reason, really, also like a big reason why I also really wanted to switch was another thing I think Smite 2's done really well, which is active items, right? Active
Right.
items on a controller. There's only so many buttons on the controller, guys, and I
Yeah.
was already struggling on like having to
You're
make
like
any
shift
custom binds
clicking
and stuff.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shift clicks
So,
on Smite aren't all that great,
hmm
in my opinion.
yeah. So yeah, so at least for me, like I have a mouse that has mouse buttons on it. I was like, man, like it's time to learn how to use those, man. So like I like my relics are bound to like my two mouse buttons. Like my first relic is a mouse button, my first active is a mouse button, and then my scroll wheel up and down is my next two actives. So everything's pretty
Okay.
centralized for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people see those bindings like go like you're insane, dude.
Yeah.
But like I
No.
tell them, I'm like, guys, like you couldn't zoom in and out on controller anyway, so I just took away the functionality on keyboard and mouse. Like I'm never gonna use it anyway. It's
Yeah,
fine.
mine are
So
very similar. Like scrolling up and
mhm.
down on my mouse wheel is actually
Yeah.
my consumables.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have the G502, so it has two buttons here.
Hmm.
So this is like
Yep.
this is relic and then active
Hmm.
active active. So all
Yep.
my
I
actives
have
are on my.
let's say I have the Razer Basilisk is what it
Yeah.
is. I have the Basilisk mouse, and so I have two mouse buttons right here. I have my scroll wheel here. I have a third mouse button here. I just never use it.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. And then like everyone always calls me weird because my spacebar is my ult.
No, my space was also my ult,
Oh, is it? I
and
think
and shift is my jump.
shift is my jump, bro. Mine are
Yep,
very
there we go.
similar. I level up my abilities with 1, 2, 3, and 4,
Yeah.
and then QEF space is my 4 abilities.
Oh, mine's QER space. So they are really
QER
close.
space, yeah.
Yep.
I don't, and then I moved my store to T.
My store is still I. I'm pretty sure.
Phil I, yeah, because
Yep.
like I always felt like I was stretching too much, but like I've always had right here. All my buttons are right
Yes,
here,
exactly.
so
They're all
like I
here.
needed everything closer. And
Yep.
then like the biggest part for me for keyboard and mouse was just movement, like
Yep.
walking around in a circle, or like so characters like King Arthur, right? Where you're
Hmm.
walking, you're hitting the wave with your one, and then you're walking to the right, and then turning and hitting the wave to the side.
Yeah.
I really
Yep.
struggled with pathing whenever it came to keyboard and mouse. I can do it
Yep.
now because I've been doing it for like almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
But just like that movement of like not having a joystick to move over to that
Yes.
position just felt so off.
Yeah. It
Um,
was all.
yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I made the swap. I feel like I have gotten
Yep.
a
Same.
lot better. Like, I'm almost an Obsidian player. At least I
Yep.
probably am. I probably play with a lot of people that aren't like, um, as experienced, but I just enjoy playing the
Yeah.
game with them. So like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell
For
them
sure.
no. So
Yeah.
I lose a lot of games. A lot of my winning games are actually solo queues. I
Heck yeah.
really struggle in my duo queues unless I'm playing with someone that's higher than me, and then I'm playing up into Obsidian or Masters lobbies,
Yep.
which we still win games, so I know I can
Yep.
play at that level. But like I really struggle. I know on my own I am not a Masters player. I simply am not. Like
I
I've
feel you.
tried. I'll get up to like Obsidian probably, maybe like halfway up, but
Yeah.
I haven't hit it yet. I hit Diamond 1. I was like 2 games away, and then I lost like 11 games. So,
Curses. You know, I
but
feel that. I feel that, man. No, the rank grind is
it's
rough out
real.
here, man. Like
Yeah.
it's super hard to climb, like most of the time. So I mean, you can definitely get stuck at like a lot of like ranks that like you don't feel like you should be at.
Yeah.
I think in Smite 1, people thought Elo Hell was like real. Um, if you solo queue in Smite 2, it really might be real
Yeah.
nowadays. Just because there's not a lot of players. So like there's not like a lot of like good
Yeah.
players that are constantly climbing
I mean, we're
to
on the
kind of
up.
balance out teams.
I've been watching
So
the
it's true.
numbers. I've
It's
been watching
true.
the numbers, and that's only on Steam. Like I don't know
Heck
how
yeah.
many consoles. They say that more players play console, but like we don't have the proof. So like,
Listen, I have a friend and like I love him, man. Like he plays a little bit of Smite, man. But like I watched him play console Smite, bro, and like he doesn't play ranked. Like he's just like a casual gamer, and
yeah,
there's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But he plays a different game than what I play. Like, and it's not even
yeah,
close. Like if you watch me play the game, you watch him play like solo Cerberus on controller. He has like his sensitivities like this.
it's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? Like
It's crazy how
like
much it
like
changes.
there's never an objective being pulled. It's just 5v5 team fighting, and it's always in solo lane for some reason. Like it's super funny. But like that's the majority of people that are playing the game, and I generally do believe that there's more players like that on console that are just like only playing casual games or five stacking with their
Yeah,
friends and like they're enjoying Assault and they're enjoying Joust. I believe those players are real, 100%. So
yeah. No, and I've just been enjoying Smite. I've really been enjoying Smite. Like
heck
I've
yeah,
been uber addicted. I
let's go.
actually, I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but I had a
Mhm.
recent like splitting up with my ex,
Really?
after 6 years. So it was a little hard for me to,
Hmm.
you know, but like I've really like embraced like my content and everything
Yeah,
since
for
we
sure.
split up. I've had struggles, up and downs, but
Hmm.
I think like I don't know, I've just been like so in love with this game. I
Yeah,
can't
for
stop
sure.
playing it.
Yeah,
And if I wanted to, I don't know if I could. I truly
yeah,
don't.
that's so real. This game's fun right now. I think the game's getting into a really good, fun state, which I think is
Yeah,
always like super important. Um, like me personally, it's like I'm not enjoying the game as much as I think I could, but I also know it's because I'm playing support all the time.
yeah,
So like I'm sure if I was like because I've had streams where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play support Vulcan a day, and that's
yeah,
all I do, and I have a blast doing it.
yeah.
So like the game is fun. You just have to like try to have fun.
Yeah,
So
just don't put me in casuals because I'll be playing fucking KK support because he's like
heck yeah.
3 games away from hitting diamond. So like
Oh heck yeah, dude.
I have 4 diamonds now. I'm working
Let's
on
go.
getting Afro and KK are next. I know it's
Afro.
gross. Afro and KK. I don't even want to play
Yuck,
Afro
dude.
anymore, but like she still kind of slams.
Yuck. Yeah, I mean
Like you
she's
link up
good,
with the
yeah,
best
but
player on
yuck.
your team and you can 1v fucking
And you
3
win.
people. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
full
it's so
cooldown. You
funny.
don't even care about how tanky you are. You just full
Yep.
cooldown, ult every second, and your ult is
Yep.
up every like 25 or 30 seconds. It's
It's
insane.
true. It's true. It's
It's
so
so
silly,
fun.
man. It's so funny. Oh man.
Funny, fun. I mean, I don't know what I
Yeah,
was trying to
funny.
say. Yeah. I don't. Is she still being played at the higher elos?
Depends on the player. Not really a lot in support, but we see a couple of mid afros from time to time. Just because,
Yeah.
again, you can go Chronos Pen and Desolation
Yeah.
and just go full cooldown and just you don't care how tanky you are. You just spam
Right.
your back off, spam your ultimate,
Yeah.
and then if they get near you, they might just die.
Yeah, no,
So
like building the full cooldown build, if you hit your 3, then 2, and then kiss, or like you hit your kiss
yeah,
and then 3, and then 2, and then ult, and then 3, like they're dead.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
one-shotting them.
It's
They walk
super
away
super
because
funny.
it's Afro damage, so it takes a second, but they're dead.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
it's crazy. And
Yeah.
you
It's
get
like
in there. Like you don't use your ult as a defensive tool whenever you're playing her in mid
hmm
lane. I don't know if most people like play her, but like if you're
hmm
playing mid lane, you want to like spam your ult just to get the cooldown on your 3.
Yep.
Like that's the only reason you're hitting your ult. Like if you die,
Yep.
you die, but you're getting your damage off.
Yep. It's so real. It's so real. Yes.
um, but I think that's kind of all I had to talk about today. If you
Heck yeah.
had anything you wanted to talk about at all, like you wanted to plug or like plug again
I
or
mean, I won't plug my stuff. You guys can definitely find me lurking around on Twitch and probably YouTube as well. But Albion Giants League is a league that I am monitoring, and I'm like an admin for that. So if you guys want to try some competitive stuff, whether you guys are just like gold, silver, like we have stuff for everyone
yeah.
at every level, give it a try, give it a shout out. Just kind of search us up, and you'll probably figure it out. You'll probably find us.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, you could probably find them in my server somewhere as
yep, it's
well.
true.
Like I've been around the bush, like as we talked about
Yep.
earlier.
If you guys ever need
Um,
someone to, get you into it, just ping me. I'll probably send you an invite or
yeah.
something. So,
Um,
yeah.
I think you're just Hydra on. Are you Hydra Smite?
Yeah, I'm literally just
No, you're
Hydra, yeah.
chaotic Hydra as
Oh, am
your
I?
as
Oh.
like your like second like your hidden name. I don't know what the fuck it's called,
Oh,
but
yeah, 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 that's true.
but you can find him in my server too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed AGL a while ago.
Hmm.
I haven't played there in a long time. I kind of like got sucked into the rank grinding, and
It's so real.
I get too like anxious whenever I play competitive because I'm just
Hmm.
bad. Um,
Yeah.
but
That's
definitely,
funny.
if you guys are wanting an itch for actual competitive games, like they do a really good job of like having your lower elo games, your mid tier
Yeah.
elo games, and then have the highest. And
Yeah.
a lot of like the pro players who are playing, and I mean I guess you can call them pros or semi pros, I guess
Yep.
technically right
Rose.
now,
Yeah.
that are playing in your Smite Prime, like they're all playing
Yeah.
up there. So, and all
Yeah.
those games, a
Super
lot of
dope.
those games each weekend are getting streamed, and
Yep, it's true.
so yeah, make sure you guys are checking that out. We had Hydra. A long time. I've been really wanting Hydra on the show for a long time, but like we live busy
Love
lives,
it.
so
Yeah, we're just busy. We just be adulting and stuff, but it's all
yeah,
good. It's all good.
yeah.
We
Maybe
made it
next
happen.
time. Yeah, maybe next time we have you on, we'll talk about something more in depth instead of just a patch and
Nah, it's all good. I had
changes.
fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, the YouTube. Like, it'll really help us. We got a sub goal of
Heck yeah.
500. That's a lot of
Heck
subs.
yes.
That's a lot of subs, and we're gonna keep doing
Sure.
this.
Heck
I
yeah,
hope
dude.
you all have a good afternoon, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. We will catch you next
Yeah.
time. See you later. Bye.
Peace.